If you watch the show on a regular basis, no doubt you have become very familiar with Dr. Tiffany Ahlberg at Ahlberg Audiology up in Cleveland. She's doing some advertising these days about a seminar she's having at the end of the month on cochlear implants, but she thinks it might be getting people a little bit confused about who's a candidate for that and who needs to go with a more conventional hearing device. So she's here this morning to clear it up for us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You know, I think I'll kind of jump ahead maybe to where I shouldn't go, but the very fact that cochlear implant has become such a household name and that you're able to have a seminar about it, Tiffany, I think is a great thing.
Absolutely. It is truly amazing. 15 years ago, they were more, just getting started. They've been around for a long time, but it was just becoming more common. Now it is very commonplace. The restrictions as far as the hearing losses are becoming less and less and less. But I think there's some confusion because people hear surgery for hearing loss, that they think that if they have the surgery that there's nothing else involved. It's just going to fix their ears and then they go about their lives without any devices that they have to wear. So we are doing a seminar, and we're kind of doing a question and answer. And if you're interested in that, you can email us on our website, audiology.com. And we can sign you up for that. It's a webinar that we're doing it. It's 11 o'clock on March 30th. And so it'll answer more questions than I'm going to be able to answer today. But I think that there's a little confusion between that and an extended wear device that we do, where it goes into the ear and it stays in the ear for 60 to 90 days. And those are for completely different hearing losses. And so I think whenever people hear cochlear implants, sometimes it gets confused with that extended wear device.
Well, I guess if you are somebody watching this morning and you already kind of walked this path and you're a bit educated on hearing loss, then this won't sound odd. But for those of us who are learning as we go, you're right. Not all hearing loss comes from the same source, if you will, right? So the device you're going to use, is this correct, is dependent on the frequency of hearing that's affected for you.
Yes, the frequency and the actual severity of the hearing loss, and where it's occurring from. I mean, some people may be a candidate for a middle ear kind of surgery, and so it all starts with a hearing test. It all starts with us finding where that person has the hearing loss, and then determining, like you said, the frequency, the severity, and we can make the appropriate recommendation once we have all that information.
Talk to me a little bit about the steps we can take on a preventive nature. We're all cutting our grass these days, right? 'Tis the season. If you're out doing a lot of yard work, the drone of that equipment can create some problems for your hearing over time, can't it?
Oh, it absolutely can. And people are so stubborn about wearing their hearing protection when they're mowing the yard. The common comment that I get is, it's not that loud, but it is. And over a period of time, it can cause a lot of damage to the ears.
What about your car radio, where we all walk around with the Apple iPods in our ears and that kind of thing? Is that a problem?
So the car radio, I think we can pick and choose who that's a problem for. I think just for the regular family driving around listening to the radio, it's not. But we all know the cars that pass us, and we can feel the vibration beside them. And for that particular kid, probably it is going to be a problem. That's causing not only the auditory waves, but the vibration can impact the hearing as well. So as far as the AirPods, definitely it's all volume dependent, and so if people are being smart about it, I know that kids have a hard time knowing and judging what the appropriate volume is. And I think with the AirPods now, with the new Apple update, you can go in and set a limit for the decibel level that they're able to listen to it at. But it can be, but I think for most people it's usually appropriate.
Is there something that we just kind of cross a threshold as we age? I know most of us tend to need reading glasses in our 40s, that kind of thing. So at a certain age, is it just more likely that we're going to see hearing loss?
It It's a deterioration of the hair cells. So I think of it like carpet. If you walk on it, the more you walk on it, the more deteriorated it gets, and that happens with the hair cells. So the more we use them, and I think of them like carpet fibers. So they just kind of lay over and they don't work as well. So over time, heredity plays a big part of it, but people's environmental noise exposures plays a huge part in it as well. Medication, surgeries, I mean, there's a whole host of things that can impact our hearing, but usually we recommend that people get a baseline hearing test at the age of 50.
At the age of 50. And you have said before that so many of us tend to wait, upwards of 7 years before going to really address the problem that we don't want to admit we have. Do most people tend to start with the daily wear devices?
So the daily wear is more, it has a broader range of fittings. The extended wear, the one that stays in the ear for 60 days, is an invisible solution. It stays in the ear all the time. We tend to see it being very popular in the younger generation that just kind of want to put it in, forget about it. So we're actually seeing that in just average, about a 10-year less age group than the daily wear that you take in and out every day. But that's not, for everyone. So it really depends on the type of hearing loss that someone has as to which one is going to be best for them. If someone is swimming or scuba diving, things like that, they're going to be more of a candidate for the daily wear that you take in and out every day.
Right. Sorry, I cut you off. Whereas
the extended wear, where you keep it in every day, you don't want to swim deep underwater with something like that. It's water resistant, but not waterproof in great depths.
Well, let's get people signed up then for this webinar if they do want to find out more about the cochlear implants. It's happening 11 a.m. on March 30th. You can simply go to the Audiology.com website and find the tab to go ahead and get your reservation in. You'll hear plenty more from Dr. Ahlberg there. In the meantime, her phone number is 423-641-0956. Her office there on Ocoee Street in Cleveland. Tiffany, thank you.
Thank you, Julie.